Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, like us, and comment anytime you want to. Anything won't hurt our feelings at all. I mean, we're grown men; we can take it. You got any bad things to say? But please subscribe to the channel to help us out as much as you can. So today we are going to go over the Las Vegas shooting that happened October 1st, 2017. I believe, or was it 16? We'll find out. Mr. Zig, how in the heck are you, man?
I'm doing good, Thomas. We'll get the time right here.
We'll get it. I believe it was
Don't worry about it. We'll
17.
get there.
I believe that it was
Wow,
17.
it's already been 9 years.
9.
Has it been
Yeah.
that? Wow, I'll tell you what.
Well,
Moving right along.
yeah.
Jeez.
yeah, no, been what, 7 years.
Oh, what would you say this 19?
8 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I guess it's 8 years.
8
It
years?
would have been. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
but do you remember anything about this? I mean,
This guy went up to the, what was in the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
yes, owned by MGM.
MGM went up, I don't know, 25, 30 stories, maybe.
32nd.
Oh, 32nd?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was out there right after that. I was out there, I believe, in the summer of 2018.
Oh, were you? Mm-hmm.
And you could look up and see the new windows that they had put
They
in.
put in there already?
I imagine, yeah, now, but yeah, when I went back out there in maybe it was 20. I went back 20 or 21 even. I went back out there and yeah, you couldn't even tell what
No
windows
difference. You
it was.
can't tell. Yeah. Yeah.
Sun out there just baked that newness right off of the window.
Well, you don't think they rent the room out? No. Don't you think they make it a storage room or something, if nothing else?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't.
Because you would think, a lot of people with well, there was a dead body in here.
Well, yeah,
you know,
yeah. This
'cause
went
he
on in there.
committed
Yeah,
suicide.
yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things go on in a hotel, I'm sure, in Vegas.
Right.
Let's face it. But I mean,
yeah.
that stands out pretty much,
yeah,
more than some of the others, obviously. But
yeah, and with good reason. I mean, I guess it's still the most murder. What word am I looking for?
what, mass murder?
Mass murder
murder
in American history.
American history at one time, I guess.
I think it still is. There
Is
was
it?
like 52,
52,
56,
I think. I
something
want
like
to say,
that.
yeah, somewhere there.
53, something
Yeah,
like
sad.
that was murdered.
Sad.
This all tell us
All right, let's
most
watch
of the-
this and see what
most
they
of the
say.
stuff that we're looking for.
Okay.
So let's get on with the show.
On October 1st, 2017, the nation, indeed the world, was alerted to a mass shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. While mass shootings have not been unique, this particular incident was unique in several disturbing ways. But there are still lingering questions about the event, the shooter himself, and the method and ease of his being able to establish a lethal observation post far above the plaza where he randomly selected his victims. Almost every mass shooter had a motive, leaves behind clues, a statement, or a manifesto. What were the facts of the Las Vegas massacre? Who was the shooter? How did he manage to transport, incorporate, and utilize all of the various weapons so easily? What was the shooter's perceived motive for such an act? Hello, I'm Colin Heaton, former history professor, Army and Marine Corps veteran, and welcome to this episode of Forgotten History. Nearly a year after a gunman opened fire from a hotel window on 22,000 concert goers, killing 58 people and wounding hundreds of others, police released their final report into the mass shooting. The mass shooter, 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, wealthy and well-known as a gambler at the various casinos, checked into the Mandalay Bay Hotel Casino Resort on September 25, 2017. Pollock drove his Hyundai Tucson SUV from his home in Mesquite, Nevada, about 75 miles northeast of Las Vegas, and arrived at the hotel around 3 p.m. Paddock was a realtor and accountant who had earned a good living as a professional gambler, earning around $2.1 million, and was treated as a VIP customer. Pollock arrived and checked into suite 32-135 on the 32nd floor, as well as booking a suite next door, 32-134, in his girlfriend's name, which is a corner area which provided a wide field of view and a clear killing ground overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. Police had completed access to dozens of security cameras that recorded Paddock's every movements from the lobby, elevator, hallway, and his many trips up and down and in and out of the hotel. The senior vice president of global security for MGM Resorts, which owns the Mandalay Bay, Stephen Martinez, said, "He was a very typical guest. He was, in our estimation, the lowest risk-type individual that would come onto our property. Everything he did is what you'd expect a normal guest to do, using food and beverage restaurants, having things delivered to his room. He preferred to play video poker machines. He'd stay at that for hours on end." Deputy Police...
So right there's the first question. If the security guy is saying that he's normal, he no high risk at all, no questions asked, then he's bringing in bags and bags and bags of. Is he planning on moving in? I mean, why do you need all of these clothes? But there was no red flag, and I guess someone can always say, well, yeah, but you're looking at it from a Monday morning quarterback. Sure. But still, I mean, in that, if security was my expertise, then I would, well, why is he, my first bellhop, how many loads of suitcases and stuff have you taken up there so far?
I think one of the first questions would be, how long is he plan on staying?
Yes.
I mean, is he going to be here for a couple of weeks?
Right.
Okay.
But he's a top roller, so we don't
question it.
We don't question him. Now, if it would have been just a normal me or you going in over there, then bringing all those in, well, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
What is he moving in? How long is he staying? You go to the desk. How long?
But
they
knew the guy.
Yes.
And they knew. I don't know how long they knew him, but maybe.
Well, to be a VIP, you had to be
I mean,
around.
did he stay at the hotel any other certain time?
Right.
Did he stay for a day, 2 days?
Yeah.
And brought in two bags, 3 bags.
Right.
Now all of a sudden he's bringing in, I don't know how many he ended up
Oh,
bringing
God.
in. But you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now you've got to go,
Yeah.
well, he's bringing in numerous bags
I believe
of stuff. What's
No. I'm going back. Because when this all happened, I was like glued. Every clip that I could find on YouTube about this, I was all
watching.
because it was such a chaos that they thought that there was multiple shooters.
Oh, sure.
They
I'm
even
sure they
closed
did.
down saying that there was a shooter in other hotels.
Hotels, I'm sure. Yeah.
And then shadows were showing, you can see, well, there's a person with a gun on that bus on top of that,
Oh,
it was just, oh
Wow.
man. Yeah, it was
A lot
chaos.
of paranoia,
Oh,
and just
my
kind of
God.
like everybody's getting jumpy, which I understand. I mean, there's a guy firing automatic weapons.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, how many shooters we got? Sounds like we've got
Exactly.
about 10 guys shooting
Yes.
there. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And-
so I can see where it would get really chaotic right
Oh,
away.
man. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I know that they said, I mean, I'm just going on memory here, but there was like 30 to 35 bags that he brought in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of, you know.
Yeah, being a security expert, I don't care if he is a VIP. Like you said, he's been here before with 2 bags, 3 bags. What the fuck's he need all these bags for?
Yeah.
That would have raised a question for me being there. So, all right.
All righty, let's see what happens here.
Chief Andrew Walsh of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department stated, Paddock did nothing to stand out. He was just one man in a sea of thousands of hotel guests. He just looks like a middle-aged guy with a lot of luggage going up to his room.
Okay.
With a lot of luggage going, and that didn't dawn on us.
Middle-aged guy,
Yeah.
one guy, not a
And the
family,
helicopter.
not a family of 4 or 5. One
Yeah.
guy with
Yeah.
a lot of luggage.
Going up to his room.
Okay.
That usually when he comes and stays, he's got a couple of 3
Well,
bags.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been there before.
If he has any bags at all, would live in 70 mile or 80 mile from the.
Yeah, I don't know if they knew where he lived. but,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he lived in.
No, I know that the tape does, but I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the security people, they're like,
Yeah.
where's this guy from?
Right.
Actually.
Oh yeah, him being a high roller, I'm
You think
sure
they knew? They
Oh,
knew where
Lord,
he
yes.
lived? Yeah.
They knew where he lived. They knew all of his other past, and that never was brought up in anything.
Uh-huh.
Here's Stephen on, July 4th of 2016. Here he comes into the hotel. Here he is in 14, 15, 13 coming in. And this year, he come in 6 times. He visited the hotel 6 times. And here's what you never, ever, ever have seen any of that kind of evidence brought out.
Really? Yeah.
None has ever been brought out of here's surveillance of him going in
Mhm.
back in 2011. Here he went,
Mhm.
none. You have not seen any. So, but he's just a normal VIP bringing in a lot of luggage.
Okay.
On October 1st, 2017, Paddock ordered room service, and records show that between 2:23 p.m. and 9:40 p.m., he opened and closed the doors to both suites several times. The venue far below was a concert by country music star Jason Aldean. He was the closing act of the 3-day Harvest Festival open-air concert on the Las Vegas Strip, with the greatest number of the 22,000 concert-goers located on the Strip at the Mandalay Bay. He started his show at 9:40 p.m. The festivities were then erupted by what many people thought were fireworks, but it soon became quite apparent that the sounds were gunfire as people ran for cover, as some fell, killed, and many others wounded. Some people risked their own lives, using their bodies to cover loved ones and even total strangers. People began to duck and cover. Others dove atop loved ones and petrified strangers, using their bodies as human shields, as over 100 rounds had already been fired. Speculation and confusion would later take root, prompting the question, how did a lone shooter remove a window that didn't open and weighed over 800 pounds? The simple answer was that he smashed it with a hammer and shot what remained. Some were not satisfied with the answer, but the idea of the window being removed is debunked by video and photo evidence from the night of the shooting. Chief Walsh also said, people went into multiple directions, not knowing where the rounds were coming from. Then the employees inside the hotel became aware of the shooting. Security guard Jesus Campos was ending his shift when he received a call to check out a room alarm on the 32nd floor. That was the last call of my night. In my head, I was home free after this. What Campos did not know at that time was that the alarm call turned out to be a nanny who had left her room door ajar. That was very fortunate because otherwise Campos would not have discovered the source of the gunfire, and that saved more lives. Campos took the stairwell to the 32nd floor and saw a metal L bracket had been screwed to the door and door jamb, preventing him from opening it. He walked up to the 33rd floor and took the elevator back down. Photos of the L bracket indicate that it was secured to the door and a door frame from inside the hallway, raising questions of how Campos was able to see the bracket in his report. Other inconsistencies within his story were brought to light, but are chalked up to the Mandalay Bay Hotel protecting its image, which isn't exactly malicious. He said, "I don't know what was going on, just simply because that's not normal. So I had to call our security dispatch." His call was transferred to maintenance engineering. Campos, who was unarmed, entered the 32nd floor hallway and heard what sounded like a drill coming from behind the doors at the far end of the hall inside suite 32-135. While the official report states that there were in fact more than 1,000 spent shell casings, only one of the many released from the crime scene show any shells at all, and they number much less than 1,000. When he approached the location of the strange noise, the person who was barricaded inside the suite saw him coming and opened fire through the door. At that time, thousands of people were already calling 911, and police were on the way. Campos also said, "I was struck and I went to get cover. I had to take a moment to realize what was going on. I went to lift up my pant leg and I saw the blood coming down." Campos found safety in an alcove and radioed for help at 10:06 p.m., where he called in, "Hey, shots fired," in 32-135. Mandalay Bay maintenance engineer Stephen Shook reached the 32nd floor at 10:08 p.m. after receiving Campos's report. Upon leaving the elevator, he later said that he heard what sounded like a jackhammer as well. Campos saw Shook coming. Campos said, "I noticed him. I said, 'Get cover, it's not safe.'" At that moment in time, there were more rounds being dispersed. Shook dove for cover as bullets whizzed down the hallway toward him, then he radioed for help. Shook said himself, "I thought if I don't come out of the hallway alive, I wanted to communicate for Metro Police, the first responders, to get up there because this is where the shooter is. I reported an active shooter." One of the 911 dispatchers was recorded as saying, "There are numerous reports coming in. We have 33 calls holding. It's an active shooter." Meanwhile, the bullets kept flying as Pollock, no longer dealing with Campos and Shook, returned to his deadly business. One of the police officers responding on scene was Brady Cook, and video from another officer's body camera recorded when Cook and other officers came under fire and took cover behind their vehicles. "I'm down, I got shot," Cook is heard on another officer's body cam screaming. But the confusion for the 911 dispatchers and police was understandable because they received unconfirmed reports of shooters in multiple hotels, including the Tropicana Las Vegas Casino Hotel Resort. Also, as part of the confusion, armed Mandalay Bay security guards at first thought the gunfire was coming from outside and exited the hotel in search of the shooter. They searched the area but could not locate a shooter. Also at that time, LVMP Officer Richard Cole and rookie trainee Officer Brandon Engstrom, only on his second day on the job, had both just reported for duty. As Engstrom and Cole arrived, a fellow officer radioed, "Be aware, it is automatic fire, fully automatic fire from an elevated position, take cover." According to Engstrom, it was our sergeant who had the radio on. Shots came out over the radio, so immediately he yells at us to go to our cars, get ready, and go to the concert venue. Very disturbing to all the police arriving or already on location was that whenever any officer keyed a radio mic, the sound of rapid gunfire could be clearly heard, and as soon as both Engstrom and Cole arrived, a man rushed up to them holding his wounded wife. According to Officer Cole, he came over to our car and he's carrying his wife, Giovanna, in his arms, and he says, "Help me, I'm a police officer." That man, Frank Calzadias, was an officer for the Salt River Police Department in Arizona. He and his wife, Giovanna, who was shot in the head, had traveled to Las Vegas for the concert. Cole and Engstrom knew that she had to go to the hospital immediately, and they drove the two to University Medical Center in Las Vegas as Frank Calzadias performed chest compressions on his wife. Cole said that as they raced to the hospital and radioed their situation, they heard that the rookie, Cook, was shot. As this was occurring, the police located the source of the gunfire as the Mandalay Bay Force conducted a full sweep of the hotel, clearing gamblers and other customers from tables and slot machines. The police SWAT team swept every floor, bursting into rooms with guns drawn and rousting guests. They told the guests to remain in their rooms due to an active shooter. When they reached the 32nd floor, there was complete silence, and a room service cart parked outside of Suite 32-134 with wires coming out of it. They feared that it may be a bomb and proceeded with caution. Upon closer inspection, the officers saw the room service cart was rigged with a small surveillance camera, hidden under a plate and pointed down the hallway at them. They dismantled the overhead lights to give them cover and placed a bomb strip to the door of the suite. Setting off the charge, they breached the door and entered the room where they found Paddock, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The suite was littered with over 1,000 spent gunshell casings and an arsenal of weapons, some lying on the beds and one on the floor, others stacked in a bathtub. A small surveillance camera had been fitted over the peephole of the suite's entrance door. The officers then blasted open the door of the adjoining suite and found more weapons, which were 24 weapons in total, including an AR-15 and AR-10, with armor-piercing bullets, and with some weapons with rapid-fire bump stocks and over 5,000 unused rounds of ammunition. The official reports that followed were updated as new information was discovered, and the following was reported, such as Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo telling local TV station News 3 in June that he was doubtful a motive would ever materialize. Other factors were also in the report, such as the fact that Pollock was not a person who would have aroused any suspicion, but what emerged later was that Pollock had booked several reservations at various open events, such as the Chicago Hotel during Lollapalooza and the Life is Beautiful music festival, also to be held in Las Vegas. The investigation also disclosed that Paddock's computers showed that he had researched many topics and websites in preparation. The searches included open-air concert venues, Las Vegas SWAT tactics, weapons, and explosives. Also noted was that Paddock had purchased almost 60 weapons, mostly rifles, between the period of October 2016 and September 2017. The investigation also proved that there was not a second gunman. Also of interest, which deviated from most mass shooters in the past or since, was that Pollock did not leave behind a suicide note or manifesto indicating a motive. What was found was that he had detailed in a notebook standard sniper tactics, such as distances, windage, and bullet drop calculations, trajectories. As far as a motive, nothing has been proven, and the report stated that there was no evidence of radicalization or ideology to support any theory that Paddock supported or followed any hate group or any domestic or foreign terrorist organization. One factor that did emerge was that Paddock's wealth had sharply declined prior to the shooting spree, losing nearly 75% of his wealth in the previous 2 years. In September 2015, his bank accounts totaled over $2 million, according to the report, but by contrast, that amount dropped to just over $500,000 in September 2017. His losses were more than $600,000 lost to the casinos, $170,000 paid to credit card companies, and $95,000 in buying weapons and ammunition. This one factor may have been the trigger that made him plan his rampage. But there may be other factors. Paddock's brothers provided more insight. One brother, Eric, told investigators that he last had contact through text messages with Paddock about 2 weeks before the shooting. Eric believed that Paddock may have conducted the attack because he had done everything in the world he wanted to do and was bored with everything. If so, Paddock would have planned the attack to kill a large amount of people because he would want to be known as having the largest casualty count. Paddock always wanted to be the best and known to everyone. His other brother, Bruce, said that he hadn't spoken with Paddock for more than 10 years and believed his brother was suffering from mental illness and was paranoid and delusional. The third brother, Patrick, had no contact with his brother for over the last 2 decades, so any motive is sheer speculation at best. The state of Nevada classified the shootings as an act of terrorism, but the federal statute does not. But as of yet, it is still not classified as such. This becomes important because MGM Resorts International cited a federal statute in its lawsuit filed against them, arguing that the company had no liability of any kind to the victims of the October 1st shooting. The final document dumped by the FBI indicates that Paddock may have harbored resentment over how he and other high rollers were treated by casinos.
For anyone with a bit of a belly, this is pure relief. No more belt buckles digging into your stomach.
This was supported by an interview in 2019 with another gambler who knew him. His gambling habits seemed to be a major issue, as he would play 6 to 8 hours a day at casinos, and sometimes as many as 18 hours a day, but not even the FBI could establish a clear motive. One female worker who knew him said that during a 3-day stay at the casino in September 2017, Paddock lost $38,000. Lawsuits were filed by the victims and their families against MGM Resorts and Mandalay Bay, but that was challenged in the courts under the failure to comply with the federal statute on terrorism. MGM and Mandalay also argued that the private security company that handled the property was the party responsible and not the company proper. A settlement of $800 million was reached and levied against the casino and MGM Resorts International and its insurers, with payout to more than 4,400 relatives and victims. Clark County District Court Judge Linda Bell, in her brief order, cited near unanimous participation in the settlement among potential claimants. There is a small memorial with 58 white crosses, one for each victim, on the south end of the Las Vegas Strip. Thank you for watching this episode of Forgotten History. If you liked what you saw, please click like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to assist with the ever-increasing
58 was the total count.
Mm-hmm.
It was shocking. I know when that happened, like I said, I was every bit of new video coming in to Facebook or to Facebook or YouTube. I was on it just to see, because how could one man do that much destruction? I mean, they said that a lot of times they were saying that the pause was him running into the other room and getting a gun and start shooting, getting a different angle, and then running back into the other room when he ran out of bullets. That's why bullets were scattered all over.
Not against people owning guns. It's a right in this country. But do red flags go up when someone purchases 65 guns?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many guns is too many guns
All
for
right.
one person. Maybe somebody would say, no, you can purchase as many
As
as you want,
much as you
legal as you
want,
want.
yeah.
I guess you can.
Right.
That kind of stunned me that there were that many guns that you'd purchase.
Right. I mean, and so, well, and I mean, is that something that, because I mean, they're right. I mean, it doesn't matter how many guns I own. I can own 1,000 guns,
I guess so. Yeah, I even.
but I guess in the order, see something, say something, then because over that period of time, he 65 guns just before the
Now, he could have bought them from different places, but I imagine there's some kind of system that, and I don't know this.
on the
I don't know this. I
federal
don't,
level.
I don't have
that
guns. Yeah,
those guns
that-
have to be registered.
registered, and it's like, oh, he
Well,
just
yeah.
purchased his 60th gun.
Yeah.
Should we
Automatic weapon. It is 60th. Yeah.
should we be?
But then again, you're looking at people would say, well, he has a right to do
He has
that.
a right to do that. Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, I'm not saying they should put a limit on it, but it just, does it throw up a red flag where somebody says, do we know this guy? Should we look at this a lot closer than you
Yeah,
know,
I,
find out his habits, find out what, what's going on here. And I'm not sure how common that is in the country, that people own
I think,
multiple guns and multiple thousands of rounds of ammunition.
right,
But like I said, legally, I guess you can do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm
you have
not breaking the
many
law.
Guns
So
as you want,
sure, okay.
as long
just-
as they're all
just-
registered and everything's got your name on it. And
You're good to go then.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I mean, if they go through and find a gun that wasn't registered, then you got a red flag. But all those guns were registered to him.
Yeah.
I go back to, I think where the meltdown happened, and that's probably why MGM and Mandalay Bay, what, $800 million settlement? That's the one that gets me, is like I said, let's see all of the past videos of him coming in 2-3 days, September, just September of that.
right,
He came in for 3 days. What did he have?
right.
What, how many luggages did he bring in with him on a 3-day stop?
And they're
Yeah.
saying that he went to Chicago,
Huh, he
Lollapalooza. I
Yeah,
mean,
went up there.
obviously they tracked his movements down.
Yeah.
And okay, did he take a lot of weapons with him into those hotels?
Yeah, they don't know.
Or was that just a scoping the area out
Right.
and,
And
not
which,
bringing a lot, and then what made him, of course, he's from Mesquite,
Right.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Is it Arizona? Am I getting that right?
no,
Nevada.
Nevada.
Nevada. Okay, Nevada.
Yeah.
So he's from there. But he made a trip to Chicago to check that out too.
Right.
I don't think they said he was a big
And-
Lollapalooza
And you-
fan.
right. And you've never seen any video of him in the hotel there, what he
Right.
brought into the
Exactly.
hotel.
Right. Yeah.
You've never seen any video of that.
Exactly. So you don't know how close that was to happening there. Maybe he just looked at it and goes, "No, this isn't
Angle,
angle wise. This isn't. Yeah, this
Right.
isn't going to work."
right. Maybe I should have got up, a couple floor higher,
Exactly.
or lower,
Lower.
or
even-
something.
Exactly.
But you
Yeah.
have no idea where he was and what he had with him on that stop. So right there's another red flag. Why wasn't we ever told about what we were told that he went there to do all this, but
Mhm.
you never saw any videos of him going into the hotel, going into the elevator, luggage, baggage,
Right.
nothing. You never seen any of that.
How many bags did he take into Vegas?
Oh God, there
Did they?
was a lot.
I don't. Yeah. I mean,
There was a lot. There was
and I'm sure he probably came in at different times, so you're going to have different security. I understand that.
Now they do have a timeline on that.
Oh, do they?
Because it was like he left and was gone a day and then came back with more bags.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't,
And
so,
maybe somebody did question it, but they didn't take it any further. Who knows? I don't know what you can do. I don't know if you can if he leaves, we need to go in there and see what the hell's going on.
right.
And I'm not sure. We can always say we're here to clean the room, especially if he
Well,
says, "I don't want you to clean the room."
And that's what they had.
That would
To
be
do not
a red
disturb.
flag. I mean, these are
Yeah.
security people. It's their job to be suspicious of everyone. You
Yeah.
should be. I mean, that's kind of your job, sort of. You
See
see
something,
this,
say
this,
something.
this, we know the guy, but this kind of stands out that he just keeps bringing bag after bag into
This
into
is
the hotel.
he's a VIP, but this is odd.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
for the head of security to say VIP, nothing odd here, nothing to look at.
Yeah.
What the hell you mean? I mean, he would leave and be gone for hours and come back and have more bags
More
to
bags,
take up.
yeah.
At what point, being a trained professional in security, at what point do you go, Steve, are you planning on staying?
Yeah. Why do you have so many bags?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? I
Right.
don't know. Maybe you just don't question the
VIPs?
patrons, the VIPs, the patrons.
Yeah.
You don't question their. whatever
Oh,
they're
I'm
doing.
sure. I'm sure even before this happened, if that had been you and I, they would have
and
said,
said,
wait a minute.
well, we're not VIPs.
Right,
We're not regulars.
right. But even your VIPs, you know.
Well, sure, yeah.
they-
I mean, it just seems odd. I mean,
Right.
like it's easy to look back at it. And
Oh, yeah, Monday morning
it,
quarterback.
still. That's kind of your job, to keep an eye on
Right.
people and wonder what's, the movement of people.
So 8
especially-
years later, I wonder if that head of security is still there.
I doubt.
Because
I doubt
that, like I said, that'd be a red flag. The
Yeah.
bus boy, when he put the bags on the cart that you pulled up, no danging or banging or metal to metal or
Nothing noticed. Yeah,
Yeah.
he could have had them packed very well.
yeah,
You know,
that's true too.
stuff like
But
that. But
Did
he
you
wanted to go out known as a big shot.
Yeah.
I mean, don't mean that literally like that, but that's what he wanted to be known.
Well,
as.
and the motive, I mean, I guess you could say the motive would have been that, here his account was at $2 million, and now it's dwindled down to 500,000. What the hell is going on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then he even went over, well, here's, 500,000 of it was to this, 175, even had it broke down, they broke it down to what, to where he come down to. But can you imagine staying in a casino playing one-armed bandits for 18?
no,
18.
yeah.
What?
But he wanted to be, the Lee Harvey Oswald of our time. So, wanted his name out there and wanted to be
Yeah,
do the most damage,
58 innocent
his
people.
people. And just
They're the
out
ones
there having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's a scary part. You hear the shots even, and you don't know where they're coming from, Tom. I mean, you've been to Vegas.
Right.
I mean, there's hotels everywhere. You have no idea unless you were lucky enough to look up and see a broken window in the Mandalay Bay.
Well, and
You
that's
would have to been so damn lucky to see that. You're scared to death. You're running and you're like, am I running towards it? Am I running away from
Right.
it?
nighttime.
Nighttime? I mean, should I just fall in a hole?
Right. The trajectory of
Oh, they, the trajectory of,
And then
yes,
let-
and they'll figure out, they figure out where the bullets hit
yeah.
and what angle they come from and, and all that stuff.
Well, I meant on his behalf.
Oh,
He
well, yeah.
studied that.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
studied
Oh,
that to
yeah, studied
see
that. Yeah.
Where he would have to
How
fire,
far,
when,
where he had to
put his
aim.
finger up and
Sure,
okay, the
where
wind
he had
goes-
to aim and yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's
What
what kind of mind sits there and thinks about that? 'Cause
yeah.
it's not an impulsive thing. That's not impulsive. You're planning this. I mean, you're bringing in bags. You got to put weapons together, and then you're like you said, you're going through the trajectory of a bullet from this far. Where I
Right.
mean, fuck it, everything's on the internet. I hate to say it, but sure you can look it up
Sure.
and say, okay, I'm 300. He probably walked that distance
Mhm.
back,
Well-
before and just said, I'm going to go from there. And
I don't
walk to the
think he'd had
hotel."
to do that. All he'd had to do is get one of those finders for golf and tell him,
Oh, rangefinder.
yeah,
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Rangefinder. Yeah.
he
Yeah,
could
that's
have got,
nuts. It's
could have
people.
got one of those. and
There's
knows
loose
how
cannons
far he
everywhere,
goes.
though. There's
Yeah.
loose cannons everywhere, and it's scary. It's a wonder it doesn't happen
Right.
more. To be honest with you. But here's a guy, loose cannon, disturbed mind, had a lot of money, so he
That's
can
the thing.
purchase a lot of these
Yeah.
weapons. You get your guy who shot Charlie Kirk, just one guy with one rifle.
One rifle.
And just, or the knucklehead who shot Trump a couple years ago.
Right.
One kid
Yeah.
with one rifle. This guy had the resources to get the hotel room, get it all set up, help put a camera outside the damn room.
Have help taking the stuff to.
Have help
room
taking
with
you
the
it up.
bus boy.
Yes, I mean, he had this planned out, and
Yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah.
Really scary that someone with that kind of mind, like,
Would
I
want to do that.
would
I
want to
mean,
do that. There's a lot of mentally disturbed people out there. Like I said, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more. I really
Right.
as much, but
Yeah.
no, we're stay vigilant. I guess more than anything, keep your head on a swivel, whatever you're out. They say that, but it's the world we live in.
Right. And a lot of times, like I said, you go back uh and that see something, say something.
Yeah.
Mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can help you or it can hurt you. I mean, a lot of people they don't
Don't want to get involved.
don't
I don't get
want to
involved in
get
this.
involved or
Just let's
You know.
let's go on.
yeah. I mean, so I mean, and then you think you go back to 9/11 and you think about that how before see something say something was even brought up. Well, they seen something, they said something. FBI, we got people wanting to fly a plane but doesn't care about landing it. What the fuck is going on? Oh, they're from Middle East? Oh, well, yeah, we don't want to do that. We'd be racist if we
Yeah.
if we question them.
I know it's easy to look back
Yeah.
and stuff and go.
But right there was the perfect 9/11, as it turned out, never should have happened. Especially when you find out that they called the FBI and said, hey, we got guys wanting to fly, but don't care about landing. Something's up. What's going on? And the FBI just shrugs it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
And the thing is, those people from the Middle East and stuff, they have no problem strapping a bomb to themselves,
Right.
walking into a crowd and detonate,
Yeah.
kill themselves. So somehow they, easier said than done, should have thought of that. Well, these guys don't care about their lives.
Right.
That they get a control of anything, plane,
Yeah.
anything, truck, they'll just drive it into.
And
Well, they
yeah.
Well, they did it. I mean, they drove years ago. They drove the truck into the basement of the World Trade Center and
Yes.
blew it up.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
people, they just.
But that was a designated.
Yeah,
I mean, the
but
guy,
they're
it ain't like he going off to see a 72 Virgins. He was.
yeah. It's amazing they got that many guys to believe that. Wow, and young guys too. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at today, but
Yeah.
I hope they're getting what they deserve.
Well, and then people look back on that, and they say those the terrorists that did 9/11, most of them were from Saudi Arabia.
Here we go. Yeah.
So it's like, why are we trying to get in bed with Saudi Arabia? And why, the livid Gulf or live whatever it's
Live. It's live golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
why are we allowing them to come in?
I know.
Where's the bitterness?
Yeah.
About that. But I'm sure you got your career politicians would tell you that that was in the past.
Oh yeah. Leave that. Well, who's your mayor of New York?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. I mean,
Yep. Well, he'll offer everything till
yeah. Free
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
Can't wait for
until
that.
they start leaving.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right.
yeah, but as far as this goes, I just remember it like it was yesterday, and I was glued to YouTube.
Watching
Every
everything.
new
Yeah.
clip that came out, I was watching it
Sure.
and say, "Hey, wait a minute! Yeah, why was this? What was that? Boy, it sure did look like a man up there on that bus."
You were that bad.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, Thomas.
And how in the hell? Now I know the echoes, but how in the hell can people say it's coming from the Mandalay Bay? No, it's back over here. How did that confusion? I know there's a lot of chaos and stuff going on, a lot of echoing all over those buildings from shots, but how who's calling in 911 and saying there's an active shooter in this hotel?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of chaos at the
Oh,
time.
man.
I mean, it was nuts. I mean, as much as they train for stuff like this and all that, and you know,
You
they,
and
they do the best they can under circumstance. I don't
Right.
question them, but I mean, it's just,
right, because now that chief of police, ain't he like the mayor of Vegas or something?
oh, is it really? I didn't know that. Yeah, really?
I think so.
Is it?
He's something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say governor. Hell, he may even be governor. I thought.
Oh, really?
Or maybe he ran for governor. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
I've seen him, but maybe he's the mayor of Vegas.
Mayor
now.
of Vegas. But
But yeah, I mean, that's
yeah, that was, what would they say, 18, 17?
17, October 1st of 2017.
Okay, 8.5, a little over 8 years ago.
Yeah,
It's hard to believe. Yeah, I just, thank God it hadn't happened again.
right.
I don't know what they're doing now to prevent
Well,
another
I
one.
know one.
You know, or they tell security, you know, anything suspicious,
Oh, yeah.
you've got to say something and we'll take the beating if we're wrong,
Right.
you know, basically, I mean, it's.
Well, I think
you've
one
got
of the
to.
things too is that there is no more don't clean room or do not disturb or anything like that. I think they got rid of all of that out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now your room automatically gets clean.
yeah,
You can't-
somebody's coming in.
Somebody is coming in that
Yeah.
room now. Yeah. And you would have thought that that would have been all over, especially in big cities with hotels, you know, right?
High rise.
Yeah.
hotels, Yeah,
Yeah, the tall ones, you
Yeah.
know, you would think that all cities, and they might. I mean, I'm not, you know, these companies, MGM may say every one of our hotels is no more, do not disturb or not needing the room cleaned. You got to go in there.
Now, now, I don't know about, you've been out Vegas several times. I mean, do they have like, not security, metal detectors before you walk into casinos? Is it just, they don't have nothing like that? You're just
They
free,
didn't.
you can walk willy-nilly in and bring in whatever you want?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that would be the first thing you do. You just, I'm sorry, we've got to, you're not bringing in any weapons,
Right,
guns, knives, you know.
right.
I don't know, because I know I go to Indianapolis 500 or Indianapolis, and you walk through your screen before you go in the joint.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if they
You know, I don't know
install
if that would be
those
like,
or
you
not.
know, something like that. I'd feel safer if they did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, after
You know,
that.
people get when they lose a lot of money, they get
Yeah.
a little unstable.
Right.
Okay. We don't want unstable people with weapons.
Right.
I mean, we really don't.
Yeah. But there'll be somebody out there, well, you're violating this constitutional
Oh,
right.
well, you know what? I'm sorry, we are. I'm all for safety. I don't give a damn about your rights. Knucklehead running around with a AK-47 or
Yeah.
something. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
But,
Oh,
so I don't know. And the end result though is what I think got everybody is like, what the fuck?
yeah,
He was pissed because he's lost a lot of money.
I know. That's what I mean. Yeah.
What the fuck? Why am
I
I?
didn't care anymore. And I'm going out with a bang.
Yeah.
I'm just going out. I'm going out.
I
And he killed
lived
it.
my life full.
And he didn't wait for somebody to shoot him. He shot himself.
Right.
That's what we're told.
Yeah.
Okay. That he shot himself. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's still the
That's
same
it.
story.
Yeah. So, you know, he had this all planned out.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
to think that. but-
Yeah. That people aren't that disturbed
Right.
to hurt other people like
Yeah.
that. I just don't get it. But
Yeah, I don't either.
anyway,
So, but well, all right, folks. Hopefully, you guys can figure this out too, or maybe there is some more evidence out there that we overlooked or haven't heard of. Just comment below and let us know what that is. And please subscribe and comment and like and help the channel out as much as you can. All right. So on behalf of Mr. Zig and myself, we will talk to everybody later. Bye, everyone.